In this video, I'm going to show you how to turn any social media following that you have into buyers. The number one struggle of most creators and entrepreneurs that are trying to run social media is once they have views and followers, how the heck do they actually monetize them? Now, I'm going to be showing you my 3-point system for doing that. Now, over the past 4.5 years, I've been working with hundreds of high-level entrepreneurs and creators to actually build their audiences on social media and ultimately monetize them, because that is what we care about the most, actually making money. And time again, every time I speak with a new client, they're making the same 3 mistakes over and over and over again. And so I eventually built a 3-point system that counteracts all those mistakes and make sure that every single piece of the puzzle is in place for you to monetize effectively. Now, we'll be running over the 3-step process. If you miss out any one of these 3 steps, you're simply going to be making way less money. If you have 1 or 2 of the steps in place, you might make some money, but who wants to make some money when we can actually make a heck of a lot more money just by making sure that all 3 points of the system are in place? Now, if you like this kind of content, quickly just leave a like, hit subscribe, leave a comment if you have a question, or message me on IG, and I'll happily answer your specific customized questions. But without further ado, let's get right into it. Okay, so the first part of the 3-point system is called the affinity phase. Now, people will only ever buy from you if they know, like, and trust you. We've heard it hundreds of times, know, like, and trust, but you'd be surprised how many people just don't do that. They just go for the kill. They get their teeth out and they try to bite the gazelle in the neck, when what they need to do is warm up to it a little bit, set some little traps, bring some bait in, put some lead magnets out there, do a little bit more dating before they try to get married, okay? Most people are missing that step, and because of that, they put out their funnels, they put out their CTAs and everything, and there's just not that many people that really like them or know them enough to bother even taking the next step, or whether it's booking a call or just buying direct, okay? So we have to go through a phase that I call the affinity phase to build that affinity with them, to build that know, like, and trust factor that we need in order to get buyers. Now, the way we specifically do that is through storytelling. Now, most people, they don't like to do storytelling because all they want to do is post value, like do this, 3 tips, do that. What you need is something that people can relate to. If they don't relate to you, they're simply just not going to buy whatever you have, because they don't feel that you've been in their shoes. They feel that you don't understand their situation. And so we need to post content that relates to people and make sure that they understand your story and make sure they understand your struggle. Now, this doesn't have to be some soppy story like, oh, I was, broke and blah, blah, blah. Just share that you were in their shoes. This is the specific situation that happened to me. This is how I overcame it. This is all the negative things that were happening to me. This is the realization I went through. This is how I overcame it. This is my journey to, my rough journey from, 0 to hero. You got to share that story. If you don't share that, you don't build affinity with people. And your sales calls are just going to be 100 times more difficult. When you do build this affinity, though, you tell stories, there will be significantly hotter leads, way hotter leads. If you don't have that kind of content, you're just not going to be able to win as easily. Now, when the creators that I see that are posting that kind of content, and even better, they have videos and photos from the time when they were down and out and they couldn't make any money and they weren't in shape, and whatever the hell scenario is for your specific niche, when you have assets from that time and period of your life and you can leverage them in your content, you build so much more affinity with your viewers that they then do know, like, and trust you because you've been in their shoes. So there are 3 types of content that you should be doing here. The first is, I was in your shoes. This is your relating content. The second are vulnerable moments. So like big losses that you had, telling a story about a time where, you went through a huge problem, a huge, breakup or business, disaster or fitness thing or health scare, whatever it is, vulnerable moments, and talking directly to the camera about that. And then just general sharing your journey along the path to where you're going. Now, this can be retrospectively, like, this is something that I was going through back in the days. Here's photos and videos, and you explain that story. Or you can currently show what you're doing. Now, you may already be at a level of success, but odds are the people that follow you are not on your level in terms of the result that you have. Now, this is obviously niche dependent, but it could be related to money, it could be related to relationships, or it could be related to health in some way. The people that follow you are looking up to you because they want to have the result that you can give them. So If you're sharing your journey about how you're going from where you are to where you want to be, then the people underneath you will be inspired by that. And that will increase that affinity 10x. So you have to be posting reels, you have to be posting YouTubes, photo carousels, etc., going live, posting stories with a lot of affinity content. Your affinity content should be equal to your value content. It's equally as important as value and as conversion-based content. Now, the second part of the 3-point system is called the warm-up phase. And once you build affinity, you have people that are at the point where they want to explore what you do and how you can help them, right? They're at the point where they're like, damn, this guy is saying the right things. I like him, post good content. They're at the point where they could explore an option of how to work with you. They're clicking through your link in bio, they're reading your landing page, they're watching your VSL, they might be booking sales calls. But to get them up to that point where they're actually booking those sales calls and ready to take out the credit card and buy something, you have to go through the warm-up phase. Now, as we all know, the best customers have the longest attention spans. So if someone is only consuming short-form content, they're never going to watch a 10-minute VSL, okay? They're never going to sit around long enough to hear what you have to say on a complex topic that could realistically benefit them, okay? So what we need to do is something called attention conversion. Now, what that is we always want to use short form platforms, specifically Instagram Reels, as our top of funnel traffic source because we'll get the most amount of views in a short period of time and the most amount of followers. We can rack up 10,000 followers within 2, 3, 4 months easily if you're consistent on your content strategy, okay? Now, a percentage of those people will have longer attention spans than the others, and we want to get those people to put their hands up in order to identify who in our audience is a much more engaged person. Now, that is why we go through attention conversion. And all that is simply moving people from short form platforms over to long form platforms such as YouTube. And this is simply just to watch whatever YouTube video you filmed that week, okay? Now, you can either do this manually through, if you post a new YouTube video, you just throw that up in your story, you make a post, and you drive people over through link on story or by replying with a ManyChat automation. Or you can have it as a more static asset where you post a really in-depth masterclass for 30 to 50 minutes. You could even do 20 minutes even, but it needs to be value dense. You post that on your YouTube and you use that as a recurring lead magnet for your link in bio, which has an email opt-in on the front, and on your ManyChat automations inside each reel that you post. So a certain percentage, and there's no hard science about what that percentage should be, but let's say 5 to 10% of your viewers may put up their hand to say that they want to get the free lead magnet, right? So they'll comment on your video, thereby saying that I have a higher engaging attitude, I have a longer attention span, and a certain amount of those people that comment will move over to the long-form asset and they'll watch it. The long-form asset will have CTAs throughout and the mid-roll towards the end that will get people to actually want to take action on working with you and exploring next steps. So these are the people that you want to segment away from short form over to long form because you want to identify who they are, and then you can have your setter come in and try to hook on a conversion conversation with them in the DMs itself. Now guys, 2 things really quick. If you like this video, you're definitely going to like the first link in the description. It's a free masterclass on how you can scale a coaching, consulting, info product, or service-based offer to 100K per month just from organic content marketing. There's a link down there. Just click it, throw in your email, and you can get the full masterclass for free. It's 51 minutes long. There's so much value in there. It's very value packed and dense. You'll be able to take advantage of that and use a lot of those tactics inside that masterclass. So click the first link in the description. You can get that. Second thing, if you want to work with me personally to scale your audience on social media, get more views, get more followers, most importantly, I want to get you more clients and more revenue. The second link in the description is a link to book a call with myself or my team. On that call, we can walk through your business, walk through your goals, build you out a custom strategy for how we can help you dominate on organic social media. And I hope to speak with you soon, but let's get on to the rest of the video. Okay, now we have built affinity and we've warmed up our followers that really like us, okay? We've identified those people that have longer attention spans. We've segmented our followers between long attention span and low attention span. Now all we need to do is make the right offer at the right time. Now, as we have been building up our list of people, that have longer attention spans and have a higher engagement rate with us, we have been collecting those emails either through a direct opt-in landing page in your link in bio or via the ManyChat automation. So we now have a nice big email list for us to pitch people to. Now, the way we do these pitches, and I call them multi-touch. And multi-touch is important because just by posting on one medium, if you're just doing email, if you're just doing Instagram stories, whatever, most of your audience is not going to see those pitches. So you have to hit them in as many locations as you possibly can. And what we do is a monthly launch. Especially if you're at a lower follower number, you want to make sure that your services and products are seen as a lot more scarce. You need to be leveraging the emotions of FOMO, fear of missing out, and also scarcity. These two emotions are going to serve you very well in marketing to your audience on social media, because you need to, of course, we want to be charging a lot of money and we don't want to be seen as available all the time. So we have to manufacture some kind of FOMO, some kind of scarcity where people can only access your program once a month. There are scheduled price raises. If they take action on the launch price, they get a significantly better deal. They get a lot more bonuses rather than if they put it off for later. Okay, so we have to be doing once monthly launches for our offer in the beginning. Over time, once you have significantly more lead flow, you can either keep the launch strategy or you can make it a bit more evergreen. It's really up to you. Both of them work super well. Now, the way we do this is we primarily use email as our main number one lead driver. Okay. Now, in the time that we've been posting content, we've been collecting a big list of emails, and this is the asset that is going to perform oftentimes the absolutely best across all of our lead sources, because people have opted in. They have shown interest in what you have. And whenever your lead magnet has a specific result or outcome, which is always going to be related to what you're going to be pitching as a product, you know that those people that are on your list are interested in that thing. So they have the highest intent. So we want to lead first with our email. We want to be building that email list as much as we possibly can. Move as many people as you can from your viewership, from your following over to your list. You will be thanking me in 1 to 2 years when you have a massive list of tens of thousands of people that you can email basically every day and sell them multiple $1,000 products and services, consulting, etc. And it really takes no effort whatsoever. So as many people as you can, move from your social media over to your email list to lock in that owned media. We don't want to be renting our audience, which is what people are doing on social media. You're renting audience. You want to own that audience by moving them over to an email service provider. So we want to lead with email first. The way we do that is a 7-day launch sequence. Now, on first day, day one, it's announcement that we are announcing something like, hey, on Friday, I'm announcing this big thing. On the, let's say day 2, but it could be a few days later, on the announcement day, you say the big reveal is happening on this day. This is exactly what I'm going to be showing you. This is what you're going to be getting. The doors will open on Monday, for example. Then day 3 is when the doors open. And you said the doors are only going to be open until Thursday or Friday. You have 4 days, 5 days to get in here. Now, from day 3 until day 7, you're just going to be listing benefits, social proof. You're going to be showing exactly what people are getting. You want to be showing client testimonials. You want to be FOMOing people as much as you can. And remember, using the scarcity offer. You have to move now because the price will increase after launch or you will lose these specific bonuses. Okay. So day 3 to 7, you're hammering that FOMO, that sense of scarcity, and you can be posting multiple times per day. Now you want to be posting on email. You want to be posting on Instagram story. You want to be posting on Instagram posts, and you want to be posting literally everywhere you have in the audience. Multi-touch. Remember, if you have YouTube subscribers, make a video, make a post on your feed. Do a Facebook post, do a Twitter post, do an email. You got to be doing this multi-channel. Now, speaking of Instagram, the main thing we want to be doing on IG during this entire launch sequence is Instagram stories. Now, the exact same thing you said on email, you also said in stories. So like on Friday, I'm announcing this thing. On Friday, you say, on Monday, the doors open to this program or this offering. Here's exactly what you're going to get between Friday and Monday. You list out exactly what is going to be happening during that launch. This is the price. This is how long it's going to be available for. If you wait until after the close off day, you won't get that price. You won't get the bonuses. Then from launch day, you start hyping it up. It's like, we're open. Every time someone makes a purchase, you show a screenshot of that person buying from you to show that the doors are closing gradually. Every single day, you want to reiterate what you're getting, reiterate people getting in, early wins. If someone gets in the program and is already impressed, like, hey, oh my God, I just took a look at the course material. It's so dense. There's so much value here. I love that. Screenshot that, put it on your story, show as much as you can, FOMO people, scarcity people into the product, because by the time that Thursday or Friday rolls around, whenever you decide to cut off the doors, none of that's going to be available anymore. The price is going to be more expensive and they won't get access to certain bonuses. Okay. So you want to be doing that across Instagram and email both. Now, guys, that is the process for turning any social media audience into buyers. We went through the affinity process of how we need to actually get people to know, like, and trust us through story-based content, not just value, but story-based content where we can relate to people. That gets people to actually really like who we are. Of course, they'll know who we are. They like us. And because of our story and the value we give, they trust us as an expert in their space. Then we want to segment people from short form platforms over to long form platforms to have an email list of people who are higher intent, and make sure that they can be indoctrinated further through our long form masterclass or our weekly YouTube videos. And then finally, we want to do a launch sequence. So once monthly launch sequences with set dates that they open and they close. If anyone tries to get in after the date, it is closed. They can't get back in. They have to wait until the next month when potentially there may be a price raise. So we want to be leveraging FOMO and scarcity as much as we can in each of these launches. Now, if you guys like this video, remember to check out the description. The first link, there is a full masterclass there on how to scale your social media business way past 100K months just with organic content marketing. That's 100% free. And if you want to work with us, again, link in description, second link, I think it should be. And you can apply to work with us, jump on a call with myself or one of my team members. We can walk through exactly how we'll help you scale your business on social media. And again, like, subscribe, leave a comment, shoot me DM on Instagram if you have any specific questions. I'll get back to absolutely everybody. I hope you enjoyed. See you next time.